My oldest son, it was in the Coast Guard, and he had, been struggling quite a bit with mental health stuff.
Having 2 kids at 19, being a first responder, it was a lot. I had just got to a point where I didn't know how to manage it anymore. And so that's kind of how I deteriorated to that point.
Sincere had a severe episode on a boat during his Coast Guard journey, and we could have lost him that night.
I had a really bad case that was effectively my fault. I was responsible for the situation, and so I always felt like it was my fault. And so basically, a gentleman passed away because I was unable to respond fast enough.
Shortly after that happened is when he was discharged. He was, medically discharged, I believe, from the Coast Guard. And he was married, and he has 2 children.
There's times where I get really emotional, and I don't really know I don't know what to do with it. When I get to that point, it's like I think about hurting myself. You feel what I'm saying? And so, I called my mom, I let her know, and she was like, do I need to take you somewhere? And I was like, maybe. And so she was like, okay, I'm on the way.
And so we looked into Family Guidance Center and realized they had this urgent care clinic that he could go to, and that we could really, with the right kind of support, get him where he needed to be.
When my mom took me to that urgent care, just having somebody that never heard anything that I never knew me, you know what I mean? And just have them tell me that I wasn't crazy, that helped a lot, because there were times where I really felt like I was going crazy. And so that helped a lot.
It was an answer to my prayer. And since then, he's been able to thrive. He has a good job. He has his own apartment. He pays his own bills. I don't have to buy his groceries. It's pretty awesome, to see what that first stepping stone with Family Guidance could do for us.
If you're going through something, it's okay to go through that. You don't have to suffer in silence.
It is scary to think I have depression. It's scary to think I don't really want to be here anymore. So be the friend that walks that person in and sits with them through that appointment.
The fact that I'm here now and doing everything that I'm doing, it's really because of her. Everything that I am now is because of my mom.
At each appointment, we just wondered, is this going to be the point where he's not there anymore? He's not alive. Until 17 weeks, and that's when I was starting to feel a little bit safe. And then I found out that my water had broken. And the chances of survival for a baby whose water breaks that early is really low.
Keith's prognosis really, he didn't really have a good outlook. They really did not think that he would even come home from the hospital.
He weighed 1 pound, 9 ounces when he was born. It was tiny. We have a picture of him holding my wedding ring, and his little hand just fits right inside that. So bringing him home, he had been in the hospital for so long, for 4 months. Our support came through UCP and the First Steps program, get in contact with Kim.
And he came home, had supports for speech therapy, started physical therapy, and just has continued to grow and develop to where he's now attending preschool. He's walking, he's talking, using language, also using a communication device, and he's even starting to run a little bit. So he's doing amazing.
So to have someone so close to home, that we didn't know about, and then bam, miracles happened. People came into our life at the right time. Everything just happened the way it needed to happen. We got really lucky, really blessed.
And they've never given up on him, He's had setbacks as well, not just health-wise, but in his development, he's had moments where he went backward. They never gave up on him. They kept working on language and helping support him where he was.
One of the milestones that Keith had, we were actually recording at the moment he did it, which was his first crawl.
Keep going, Keith. Keep going. Good job, baby Keith. Good job, baby Keith.
My voice was so high, I was just so excited.
We did wonder if he was going to walk, if he was going to talk.
It was Marcia that came, was working with him, and leg movements, laying on his back, just working his legs back and forth.
There goes Keith. There he goes. Keithy, good job.
If Minnie and Marcia and all the other teachers and people who've worked with Keith were here, I would just say thank you so much. And we owe not only our son's life, and the fact that he's alive, but his quality of life to them.
And we would like to thank everyone who's donated to United Way. We've been the beneficiary of a great thing because you're helping families like us give Keith the best life that he can get. Thank you.
Donating your money, no matter how large or small, makes an impact in every family in this community. The United Way is the heartbeat of St. Joe.
United Way is an agency that holds accountable the organizations that we invest in. And so your dollar, I can honestly say to you, is well spent. So I invite you, would you join with us? Would you do, whatever you can from a little to a lot? And together, we're gonna change the face of the community we live in.